This is episode 2 of At the Factory, and we got Lauryn Nichole at the factory. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me. What's up?
Chilling, chilling. So, you're like the one artist who I did not need to prepare for. I don't have any questions written down, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need to do any research
Yeah,
just because we work every day.
pretty much. Yes.
Yeah, we've been working since,
I was 16.
yeah, so about 5 years, 2020-ish.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted you to, come on this platform as this official second artist, just because, I feel like this is your season. I know this is your season.
Thank you.
Like I always, when I'm working with artists and help developing artists,
Mhm.
I'm always just waiting for the fire to spark, right? Like
Yeah.
just waiting for it to just like, oh wow, she's on fire,
Yeah.
and you're on fire.
Thank you. Look,
Yeah.
shout out to you. You help with the fire. You help keep me going. So couldn't have been fire without you lighting the flame.
Yeah, I mean, but it's all credit to you because I help a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I help a lot of people, and some people take the help differently. You take what I give and
Yeah.
you exponentially like create from there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
it's like it's not just on a it's so many jobs that an artist has to wear. So
Oh my
let's
God.
start there. Let's talk about the hats that you as a recording artist that you have to wear.
Oh my God, that makes my head spin. Um, you have to write this. Well, I'll say this for me. I write my own songs.
Songwriter,
So songwriter, yes. Of course, the performance piece. You have to get up and
performer,
perform. I edit my own content. Um,
editor,
I film a lot of my own content.
so
Of
basically
course,
content creator.
content creator. I am like my own marketer. I engage with all my people, like myself.
Okay.
DM,
So marketing manager,
marketing, fashion, like taking pictures.
DM. So that's like front of the line, like
Yeah.
sales associate or whatever,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
communicating with the fans,
Yes, like
right?
all day.
And what did you say after that?
What did I think I said like fashion, like finding my clothes.
Okay, so you're on your own fashion stylist. That's
Yeah,
7. You
yeah.
did not say vocalist, so keeping your vocals sharp.
Yes, yes, vocalist.
You have to record songs.
Yeah,
So literally recording artist.
yeah.
Then the business.
Oh God. Yes, it's a
So that's
lot.
off rip. That's just 10 hats, just off rip.
When you
And
put it
then
like that.
and then we didn't talk about merch, like you sell clothes, right?
Yeah,
So it's just like it's a whole lot.
it is. Yeah.
And the way that you're able to juggle this and balance this, and
Stay with the job.
we don't talk about that. And I mean, nothing against your employer. It's just
Yeah.
that I don't like for artists to reveal that part of their lifestyle. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
That's a good
I
point.
just feel like if it's not part of your brand, if you're not just like a Kanye West, like I've been working these graveyard shit, if you're not on that,
Yeah.
then
Don't
I
know.
don't. I don't like it. And you still do it, but it's fine.
He's correct.
You'd be like, every time you say, "Yeah, I just got off work too," I just cringe a little bit inside.
Yeah.
But
Look, me too.
because there's like a mystique that like celebrities have, and to certain people, you're a celebrity now. You
Which is
know,
insane.
so it's just like I don't like kind of like
Putting both
dimming that
those.
mystique by just saying you just got off work.
Yeah. That makes
You know what I'm
sense.
saying?
It's
Because you
like,
don't never look like you just got off work.
yeah. He's like,
I mean, sometimes I see the work outfit,
yeah.
but it's just like you do a great job at just making it happen. I'm writing this artist development ebook,
Yes.
and like everything that I'm writing, you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like you have to be able to get off work and press go. And I
Yeah.
remember like you left Star Factory
Yeah.
for a while,
Yeah.
and then you came back. And when you came back, you were not the same Lauryn Nichole that I knew.
No, not at all.
Because it's like we're meeting, like we do our weekly meetings, and like you're under the Star Factory management wing, right? So we're talking about strategy. We're doing all this stuff, And it's just like every week you coming back with like hardly nothing accomplished.
I remember that. That was really hard.
And so I'm
That was a
like,
lot.
what is going on?
Yeah.
And then like it took me like a couple months to realize that it was your job.
Yes.
Yeah.
It took all of my like creative everything. Like I couldn't think. And the one thing you kept on telling me, like the one thing that an artist needs to do is be able to think. If you don't have the ability to think, then you're done. And I was so, and then my job was like very draining mentally, emotionally, physically. And I'm emotional already. So I'm like soaking in all these emotions from all these people. You got people, of course, in the workplace are like messy. And I like literally, I had nothing left of me like by the time I got home. And then so I'm like, I'm getting all these tasks from obviously like our meetings. And I'm like, one felt like terrible like to try to do. So that was rough. But you even got me out of that.
Yeah.
Which is,
What
thank God.
Then I say,
You said you need to quit your job today. Yeah. And I literally like broke down crying. And you're like, we got to figure this out. Because like, I'm not used to this version of you. And I wasn't used to that version of me because I am used to like being told to do something. And I like, in my head, I have to execute it. So it honestly put me in like this depression because I'm like, I'm not meeting my own expectations, your expectations. And then it's like, through Star Factory Management, you start building a team. So people are counting on you to like show up. Mm-hmm. And so when you can't show up properly for yourself and for the people that you're like working for and that are working for you, it's a depressing feeling.
Yeah. So like you said, you have to be able to think at work, right? Like that is a huge deal. Like your career like revolves around you planning, you know what I'm saying, strategizing, you know, like learning, whatever, writing songs. Like it's a lot of thought that you have to that has to go into this, and you have to also think like highly of yourself. Like you have to think like I'm a star.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you have to have a day job that allows you to be that, have that mental space, and then, you know, just get something done. Mm-hmm. And then to top it off, you was getting off and being drained. So you weren't productive after work either. No. So that means we had 2 days to get stuff done, but you probably was spending one of those days just literally like recouping the week.
Yeah.
So like your day job really matters.
Yes.
When you're trying to do this.
Yeah.
And so you found a job. I don't know if you make more or less, but all I know is the Lauryn Nichole that I knew came back.
We back. We stand.
And we've been rocking and rolling ever since.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the journey.
Okay.
So tell me about your journey before I met you.
Ooh.
Because I remember, which is so insane to me, you used to drive to Chicago.
Yes.
Just to go to the studio.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so I've been singing. My mom says I've been singing since I was 2. But I was just like never confident. I started like posting YouTube covers when I was like 13ish, and I had like a video blow up. And I've been writing songs since I was 10 years old. But I didn't really have I didn't even know what a recording studio was at the time. So my mom kind of like started seeking out just like more resources because she's always been very like supportive of my dreams altogether. And so we started like making content. We didn't know even what content really was back then. We just knew like if you want to be an artist, like maybe let me post you like practicing a Beyonce song, or you know. So then this manager at the time, he reached out to me and was like you're a star. And I was only like 15. And I didn't have 2 songs to rub together. I barely could sing in front of one person. Like I would get red when like people asked me to sing. But he was like, you know, I'm in Chicago, but I'm in Michigan right now, which stranger danger. I know it sounds a little crazy, but we didn't meet. We met him like,
okay.
Yeah, we had a few conversations with him on the phone, and just like seeing a couple of the artists that he was like working with too. And he was like, I have a studio out here. Like, I don't know what that situation looks like for you, but if you come like for the weekends, like I would love to like just introduce you to people. And he introduced me to somebody named Very Special Ed. And that was like my first studio experience, and it was great. And so after that first session, I was like, music is for me. I have to keep doing this. And me and my mom drove to Chicago every weekend for 6 months straight when I was in 10th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. Just to record songs. And that's how passionate about it I was. I'm like, I have no other resources. We're going to take this 6 to 8 hour drive every weekend. And We did it like it was
Hey, what
nothing.
was y'all driving? 30 miles an hour? Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just knew it was a long time.
Okay. Yeah,
Or sometimes
Chicago.
with traffic though, like sometimes we get rerouted and have to like. So sometimes it was 8, 100%. 6.
Okay.
It don't matter.
But even still, like,
Yeah.
even if it's 4, it is 4, like
Yeah.
4.5. Y'all were making that every weekend when it's hella studios in Detroit,
Yeah.
but y'all just didn't know. And so that is a commitment level that is like just right, just, off rip. Like, that's just like, yo, if you're willing to do that, it shows why it's working for you now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so then after that,
Yeah, so we kind of did that for like 6 months and it kind of just didn't end up working out. Like, as far as like the people that we were working with, they had kind of like fell out with each other. And then so pretty much like all the music that we had recorded was gone. Like, the guy,
what?
yeah, the music, him and the guy fell out, and me and the guy had did like a lot of features together. And then, but I also did like record my own songs on his stuff too. And after they fell out, he just like up and left. And we were like, hey, can you like send me my stuff? And he's like, I just can't do this anymore. Like, and mind you, we didn't fall out with him, but I think just the whole situation altogether, he was like, I'm done with this. I'm leaving this in my past. So,
And y'all were paying?
yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, at that point, we didn't even know too. Like, you're supposed to get like your flash drive, and like you're supposed to get your stuff before you go. We're just thinking like, oh, these are our family. Like, we trust y'all. And
For the record, you need to reserve 5 to 10 minutes at the end of every studio session to get your masters, to get those master files that you just recorded, so that if the studio's hard drive goes out, if the person decides they wants to steal it,
yeah,
or hold it hostage, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you gotta do that. That's very, very important.
end up like me if not.
So 6 months of recording down the drain,
Down
and how
the
did that make you
drain.
feel?
Oh my god, I was so depressed. I was so sad. Because I mean, before I was like a recording artist, I was a dancer. I got injured, and music at that point was my only outlet. So it kind of felt like, on top of it's like, even though we didn't necessarily fall out with the people that got fallen out with, and me and actually no, me and the manager kind of had a little falling out too. Like, after all of that had happened, it kind of felt like my heart was like snatched out of my chest. Yeah, because I mean, it's like you put so much investment, so much time, so much energy into, something that you think is going somewhere, and it like didn't go anywhere after that. And that's how we found you. So that's a good thing. Like, it went crashing and burning, but my mom seen how like depressed I was, and she's the queen of research. And I had seen Star Factory actually quite a lot, like on my Instagram in general, like just other people posting it, like with Brittany, and like I would see you guys do a lot of stuff together. And she was like, have you ever thought about going here? So she actually didn't even tell me that she had reached out to you actually. And one night I came home and she's like, hey, we have a meeting. And I was like, what? She's like, we're gonna go meet Brandon Smith at Star Factory. I like signed you up. I seen how sad you were, and I was like, okay. And then she brought me in, and you're like, hey, and you're like, so can I hear you sing? And then it just kind of like went from there. So yeah.
Well, first of all, shout out to your mom.
Yeah.
Because your mom, you definitely could not do this without your mother.
I swear.
And like, for somebody in my position, like, your mom is like never not with you, first of all, right? Like, your mom is sitting right there
Hey, girly.
with the nice red outfit on.
Yep. Brand colors and everything.
I've probably seen you probably 300 times in person.
Yeah.
I've probably only seen you once without your mother.
Yes. That's very true.
And you're how old now?
21.
21. So to most people, like in my industry, I mean in this industry,
Yeah.
that is a nightmare.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because mothers do not play the mother role.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like the mother nightmare, like the momager nightmare.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
typically-
like the mother either ruins the vibe, or they're overly protective, or they want to talk business in a uncomfortable way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I could just say that your mother has like like your mother has never made it feel weird. She's
Yeah.
never made it feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She has become my friend as
Yeah.
well. You know what I'm saying? And I know like people just don't like that.
Yeah.
But I never was like at first I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah. Because you haven't seen that before, I
Yeah.
imagine.
But you were a minor, so it was, you know, it wasn't odd. But then like you turn 18 and then she's still here like every day. Like, what up? Hey, you see her, you see me. I'm like, but it just never was an issue. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's why I got to shout out, you know, Pumpkin.
Yes, Pumpkin.
Because like she has added tremendous value to what we do.
Yeah.
A lot of the behind the scenes content,
Man.
all the behind the scenes content is from your mother. So so yeah, like shout out to the moms. Like if you are a mother, a father out there with a talented child, the best way to support them is to just be there and just be there. Like literally, you know what I'm saying? Like because like the other thing I didn't mention is that a lot of times the parent can make the child feel, you know,
Yep. Exactly.
the mother can make the child feel uncomfortable as well. You know, like the child needs to be able to freely create, freely express themselves, you know, so and she doesn't make you feel that way either.
No.
It's like y'all will be together for 8 hours and then you'll get in the car and call her.
Yep. For another 2 hours.
Like
even at home, like she'll be in her room and I'm in my room and we're like FaceTiming.
That
just talking.
And that's special. That is just a special relationship.
Yes.
I will never understand it.
Yeah.
But I just love the dynamic. And so yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Yeah.
So you found Star Factory. And I know initially you just signed up for the group vocal.
Yes.
Right? So you was doing vocal training.
Crazy, yeah.
And then you quickly, and because that was right when I started Star Factory Management. Like that wasn't even you were the first Star Factory Management client.
Insane.
Yeah. And so as soon as you found out about that, you was like, man, forget this vocal training.
I did. I'm like, we doing management.
Yeah. Which, like, I do feel like it was the best decision. As much as I value artist development on the skill development side, you know, vocal, performing, you know, songwriting.
Yeah.
It's like, as an artist, sometimes you only have so much of a budget.
Yeah.
You can only afford so much. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you had to choose, I would probably recommend let's work on building your career.
Yeah.
You know, let's work on building your career because you sang good enough to get these songs recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like, still needed to work singing live.
Ooh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Still.
But it's just like, sometimes you just have to cut corners in order to, you know, get things to go. Like you said, still need work, but it's like that'll come now because now it's actually happening for you, and now you're going to be forced to step back into the development studio, working on your voice, you know, because singing flat-footed is one thing, but singing in front of an audience where you have a hot mic, you have loud music, you have adrenaline running through your veins. That
low
is a
tone.
whole, exactly.
My tone is so low.
Exactly. Your whole sound is like really not very, it doesn't have a lot of vocal energy to it, you know, so you have to like really push out lower notes and softer notes. And so, yeah. But anyway.
Reaching to the ground.
Yeah. Anyway, you made a good decision.
Yeah.
Because before then, I can't remember how we got to the songwriting challenge. I had you write 7 songs in 7 days.
Yeah.
Just tell me, like, do you remember why? Like, why did...
I think it was just more so like you trying to give me like my first assignment. It was like, cause you had that, what was it? It was like a list of like things I like and like dislike and like my interests. You had just told me to like just write all these things down about myself. And then I think the challenge was like write about something like you're passionate about or something. And I'm a mental health advocate, so like I had wrote cope down, and I literally like wrote it like the next day in like 30 minutes, and then I came back and you're like, wait, what? So yeah, it was more so like, hey, try this out, and then it kind of like went from there.
Got you.
Yeah.
Because normally, because I had you write 7 songs in 7 days.
Yeah.
Normally when I do that, it's because you have no catalog, which I guess you didn't because you didn't have any songs.
Exactly.
From Chicago.
Exactly.
So that's why I had you do that, because you was just like,
I don't got nothing
had no
else.
songs.
Yeah.
Got you. And then so you came back with this song called Cope. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Because this song could take you places.
I remember the exact moment you said that.
I'm just, like, I was not expecting that from a like you're writing 7 songs in 7 days. That's more like a songwriting exercise. Normally, we don't try to get a single out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you came back with your first single.
Crazy.
Within like the first month of being here.
Yeah.
And so now I made the assumption that that is just who you were as an artist.
Oh God, yeah.
And so, we made a plan to put out Cope. And we did a really dope rollout, incredible rollout.
Yes.
And that song ended up doing very well.
Yeah, it's still my highest stream song to this day, 5 years later.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
So it got you an initial fan base.
Yes, yes. The reaction to that, especially with it being my first song. And then I was still in high school too, so it's like everybody kind of expected it to suck. I feel like in high school, because like who's in school really like making music that sounds good? Like everybody was kind of like the SoundCloud rapper, or like like they would call us wannabes. So after it came out, like I remember people were sending me videos of them like listening it. And mind you, too, because COVID had happened at this point, I was online, so I wasn't even physically in school anymore.
Right.
But people were still obviously like friends with me on social media. They sent me like videos of them just like listening to it in class and like in the lunchroom, and it just like circulated. And then after my school started posting it, strangers like I've never seen before. Oh my God. If you go even on my Instagram story, I have like a little, like a little circle. It's probably like 500 just like people just reposting it, like singing it. And then people were sending me them singing it on my Snapchat. It was crazy.
And then we also did a successful playlisting campaign.
Yes. I think that really helped a lot.
So that got added to hella playlists.
Yes.
And so I also made a wrong assumption of thinking like, Cope, Lauryn Nichole, this is her.
Right? You technically weren't wrong. Just at the time, I didn't know that.
Right. Because I'm just like, it's just like, it didn't even make sense in my head for you to deviate from that type of music, that type of sound, because it just made so much sense. It was like, what you did was very rare. Your first song got you in a fan base. Your first song started taking off right from the rip. That does not happen. I can go out on a ledge and say that 95%, I'm just going to speak on Detroit. 95% of Detroit R&B pop artists do not have one fan.
Dang.
That shocks you?
Yeah. I mean, because I think, especially like our city, I think it's such it's popular to have like illusions. So like one would think if we just look based off of like people's social medias, like the things that they post, likes, comments, it looks like they get a lot, like people that I've seen get a lot of support. But you are right, it's a difference between somebody being a fan versus like somebody just liking your post. Like a fan is someone who's going to invest into you, who's commenting like on everything, sharing your music, making videos to your stuff. It's not just like, oh, I got 1,000 likes. You can have 1,000 likes and like you said, not one fan. Like, and I think you really definitely helped me understand like quality over quantity. You've always ingrained in my head like 100 super fans. You don't need 1 million people to be successful. If you can get 100 super fans, you can quit your job. Like if you can get all of them to invest into you. So that it was hard for me to leave then, but not now, I'll say.
So what is your definition of a fan?
Someone that believes that they are you. Like, at least for me, in my experience right now, like, they embody everything that you've gone through. They relate to all the things that you speak about. They share your music to every person that they know, constantly trying to, like, message you, contact you, buy your merch, buy your song, and are just consistent with it. Like, I never go a day, as of now, like, without hearing from my current fans. Like, it's not this, like, oh, I see them today and then they're, like, gone tomorrow. Like, it's like someone that you don't have to push your music to, someone that just gravitates towards it, I'll say. I feel like I used to have to push, and now I just feel
That
like
is
it's
a
flowing.
great description of a
Yeah.
fan. I would wholeheartedly agree. And the key word is buy.
Yes.
You
Bye.
know, like
Not
your
just listen.
fans
Bye.
are buying from you,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the thing I was talking to my guest last week about was like, you can, you know, you don't have anything to buy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, like, you know, I've guided you along the way. So of course, we're
Yes.
gonna make sure you have stuff to
To
buy,
purchase, yeah.
and your fans are buying,
Yes. Got
and
some more last night on live.
this thing is taking off for you.
Yeah.
I think you can still do a better job
I agree.
at pushing it.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't like to feel. You don't like to push stuff and promote.
Yeah.
But you have the right to do that now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So yeah. So you put out the first song, Culp. Put out a really dope video. I guess we can talk about the
Woo!
video. How much time we got left?
10 minutes.
Dang.
Hey, see, we're gonna do parts.
So, you put out the video. I didn't want you to do a music video.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't want you to spend a certain amount, right? I didn't want you to spend
Yeah.
over 1,000 on your
We
music,
failed miserably on that.
right? And I guess we'll talk about that another time. But
Yeah.
long story short is your vision did not really. You didn't get the vision that you were looking for when you hired a director or whatever. Video was still good.
Yeah, it was really dope.
It was dope, but it just was not your vision.
Yeah.
So
27 pages worth.
and then it went way over budget than what
we expected. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a bittersweet moment. I'm grateful for that experience. I did learn a lot through like filming for it. But I did create a 27-page music video concept that I was very glued to and really wanted to see come to life. So I was bummed that I didn't see that exact vision, but I'm still gonna do it one day. It's okay.
Yeah. But you got your first music video under your belt, which I know a lot of artists just have to have that.
Yeah.
They just have to have that music video. So I wasn't really trying to take that, but I was just like, hey, spend this amount.
Yeah.
And then the rest of this we will use to promote it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. So you put out Cope, and then you didn't put out another song until
Wasn't
what,
it
like
April-ish?
7 months later?
Because we dropped Cope in October. Did
Yeah.
we drop Issues next?
Yeah, like April or something like that.
So, yeah.
like 6, 7 months.
Yeah, just about.
So that was a long gap. What happened? Like, what happened there?
I actually don't even remember. I'm not even.
I remember.
What happened?
Song 3 on 17.
Oh, see how I just erased him out of my head? I completely erased that man out of my head.
Because that was the first time I saw unproductive.
Yeah.
I don't even know the word. But unproductivity.
Yeah.
From you.
Yeah.
It's like it had been 2 months.
Yeah.
You put out the song, everything was going great, and then you
Boom.
just your productivity just
Stopped.
yeah. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on?
I met a guy.
You met a guy. Where'd you meet him at?
Here. That's the gag. That's the gag.
Met him here. I had no clue this was going on. So y'all hid this, and keep in mind, this has happened to me before.
Oh, I
This
know.
is
You're
also
traumatized.
a nightmare story for me.
I feel bad now looking back.
No, it's fine. But so yeah, that happened, and then so it took you another 6 months to put out a song,
Yeah.
and then by then you had all these other songs inside of you
Yeah.
because of that situationship.
Yeah.
So you decided to write 17 songs about it.
Yeah. And we did that in a month.
You did that in a month.
Yes.
I mean, we did we did record them all too
Yeah.
because the only way we were ever going to be able to get 17 songs done in that short amount of time is the way you were a one-take wonder.
Oh, thank
No,
you.
I swear, normally when I record artists, we do 8 takes and then we comp the takes. We pick the best moments
Yeah.
of the take. We didn't have time to do that with you.
No.
We were knocking out full songs in an hour.
Yes, with layers,
And
harmonies, everything.
So you would come in and sing the whole song
Yeah.
straight through, and I don't think you knew that was rare.
I didn't. I still didn't. I don't know
And we
how.
were just grinding so hard, I didn't even have time to even tell you how dope that was. because you was just like, all right, next song, and yeah, gotta mix
Right.
it. So
Yeah.
it's like we did 17 songs, and all these songs were tell them about the project.
So yeah, I met a guy here at Star Factory, and I wasn't really experienced with guys in general and like dating, and everybody around me was always dating and having sex. I gave him my virginity. We were like locked in. We were in a full blown relationship. I had valued my virginity for my whole life, and then he ghosted me like maybe 2 weeks after. But like
Yikes!
yeah. So I was a lot of emotion, and then my dad had like ghosted me too at the same time as him. So I got abandoned by my father and this supposed guy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was going through a lot at 17.
Yeah. So the gap made it makes sense.
Yeah.
As to why we weren't able to follow up, and then the whole thing that surprised me is that none of these songs sounded like Cope.
I know.
I'm like,
What are we doing here?
where is what?
Where did she go?
Who are you?
Yeah.
That's literally like what I'm thinking. Recording these songs, like, and don't get me wrong, these songs were dope.
Thank you.
No, these songs were like super dope.
Oh.
But I'm just sitting here like, what is going on? So we had the conversation, and then, you pulled the card on me.
Yeah.
You said, hey, I talked to God about this.
I'm gonna talk to God.
And he told me that, this is what I needed to be doing.
He said, I'm not gonna argue with you. Okay.
I'm not arguing with you. You and your relationship with God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you told me to trust you.
Yeah.
I trust, and that's what I did. And so we put out the songs, and I wanted you to put the songs on SoundCloud,
I remember,
and YouTube, and just collect data. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you were like, you don't want like me to be known as this necessarily, because you were like, obviously like Cope is the sound, so it's like, what if people get confused? And yeah, it was a whole.
But you wanted to put them on all platforms,
Yeah.
and I mean, like, you did your thing. Like,
thank you.
You did 4 major pieces of content per song.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, not even just like effortless content. Like you were doing like big scale content for each song. So that's like 17 times 4, which I believe is like 68 or something like that.
Yeah. And we were dropping this project on my birthday, June 12th. We started recording it in March.
Right.
So we only had like a few months to get it all together.
Yeah. And we got it all together. We dropped a song every Friday, 17 weeks.
Yes.
And looking back, like, I feel like your peers started really respecting you.
Yeah.
But I feel like you lost all of your Cope fans.
Oh, 100%. I did.
So talk about that.
That was definitely rough. And it almost made me question myself too, because I'm like, well, did I lose him because it's like I took such a long gap?
But like, how long did it take you to realize that? Because you didn't realize that right away.
Oh, no.
Right? Like, it took,
Not at all.
probably took you a long time to realize that what once was is no longer.
It took me after, I think, like all the project was out and like we were like promoting it and like all like the whole album was out. Like I was really like, oh dang, ain't nobody messing with me for real no more. Like, and because I did notice my peer respect, but you could just tell the difference. Like I said, with Cope, all these people were posting it, and then with 17, it just was like I got a few posts, but it wasn't not even close to what Cope got. So it was definitely a, I think, eye-opening. Like, don't get me wrong, I was still proud of the work that I did. On top of two, I think I lack like marketing. Like I don't feel like I properly like put money behind things. So that was another thing. But it's like with Kobe, I didn't even really have to put too much money behind it. So it just made me realize like my message. It helped me bring my message together, seeing the difference of reactions.
Yeah, and we were actually going with one of the top marketers out there.
Yeah.
But then right before we dropped 17, they changed their entire budget limit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, which was so crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like we couldn't even go that route anymore. So we had to just kind of figure it out. Like,
pivot.
Like try to do our own ads, which
Yeah.
I don't recommend any artist doing because it's very, it's very detailed. But
yes.
Did you? So you wrote a song about the guy. Did you get back with him after that?
I did.
Okay, because that is right when you got Ghost from Star Factory.
Not all all the ghosting happening. Yeah.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
like you put out 17, the album didn't really do what you wanted it to do, and then you was
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm gonna just kind of
Yeah, that
fall
is
back.
true. And I think, you know what, at the time, I totally forgot that was the point that I had like left Star Factory. I was very depressed. I'm like, this guy has ghosted me. It really was a mental health thing for sure. Like my dad had abandoned me and he hadn't talked to me for months. And then like I was getting a lot of like harassment from my family at the time, like just bullying me. So I think like that was a time where I didn't want to be here anymore, like genuinely. And I was like, I knew I couldn't be my best self for you. So it's like I would have rather just left than like even like put you through this thing where I know I'm not gonna produce for you. And then it's like he came back and I'm like, oh, and at the time I have all these self-worth issues because my dad is like not around. So I'm like, oh, maybe I am enough. So I gave him another chance and that went terribly again. But it was like I was just a little girl looking for acceptance and to be loved and to like just be told that like nothing's wrong with me. So I think that kind of like overshadowed any like passion I had for music at the time.
Got you. I never knew that. You know?
Yeah, I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't take it personal, but it was just like I just knew that you were gonna have to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
You know, and so I didn't know what you were doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know you put out Daddy Issues, you put out a whole nother project, but at least you put them all out at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't doing that again without you at least.
So Daddy Issues, which also was kind of like not cope, but closer.
Closer, yeah, a lot closer.
A little closer.
Yeah.
Then you came back. About like a year and a half ago, maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you were just like, hey, I don't remember what you said.
I said, I need you.
Right.
I'm like, we were a dream team and, you know, and don't get me wrong, like, I think it was meant for us to disconnect at one point just so I could figure out, like, who am I, like, without my dad and without a guy and, like, just emotionally. Because I don't think you can be successful, too. It's just, like, not being able to think with the job. You can't think with all these, like, mental health issues going on. So I do think I learned a lot. I gained a lot of confidence, like, through everything that you had taught me and almost, like, tested out the things that you had taught me without you. So I think it was meant, but it definitely... that's why I came back, because I don't think it's something that like should have stayed severed, because I do think we are like a dream team. Like we have like a chemistry that is insane when it comes to like music and business, and like we just work so well together. So
yeah. And the thing is like I don't do a lot for you. I mean, I do a lot.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
What? I feel like you do so much.
Okay, I don't think. When other artists looking on the outside in, I think that they think I do so much for you.
Really?
Most of like a lot of this stuff is you. You know what I'm saying? Like
What?
it is you. I mean, I provide a lot of value, but you just take it like you're doing most of this content on your own. Like I do help with content.
Yeah, a lot.
I help with a lot, but it's just like artists have to understand that. Your team can only do so much. Like everything, like you lead the pack and you are a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like you are a leader. Like when I work with you, it does not feel like a job. It feels like, oh, this is the reason why I started this company in the first place.
Wow.
And that is how every artist should make every specialist and professional feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So no, shouts out to you for that.
Thank you.
And it just all makes sense because since you've been back, I've probably seen you cry once, twice.
Yes.
The first time, you cried almost every time you were here.
All 300 sessions.
Almost every single time, to the point where I got desensitized to it. I'm just like, oh, she crying again. Just wait.
No, literally, like it didn't even affect you anymore. You're like, this is what she does.
Right.
Even if like people would like come and you're like, oh, she's okay. She'll be fine in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So just trying to, we got to wrap it up. But like when you came back, you were like, I get it now.
Yes.
You started really understanding the power of your brand and cohesiveness and sticking to a sound and a message.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it just started working instantly once you just agreed to respect the brand.
Yeah.
Boom, the songs just start. Boom, we got, I don't fit in, I stand out. We got Blow. We got 6 other songs that that's still like we still need to put out.
It
Then
ain't
and then
recorded
there's
yet.
more,
Yes.
right? Like Smile dropped today.
Hey,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Because just a song that you were just simply writing on TikTok.
Yes.
You,
Wrote that in 30 minutes just like Hope.
people just went crazy over it, and so
Yes.
you was like, hey, we got to move this up to the
Yeah.
front of the line.
Yeah.
So we recorded this, and now that dropped today.
Yeah.
And the sky is really the limit for you. Like I feel like 2025 is going to be a monster year.
Yay.
I do feel like
Yeah.
everything you ever wanted is going to happen this year and beyond. And this is just the beginning.
Oh, look, don't make me cry again. You just said I ain't cried in a while.
You're due for one.
Thank you.
So
Oh, God.
anything that you want to promote, tell the people in closing.
Yeah, Smile is out on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Pandora, YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram at Lauryn Nichole Official, LaurynNichole Official. And I just want to thank you before we go for believing in me, for investing into me. A lot of people think that investment is like money, but you invested your time, your energy, and you just genuinely care about me, not only as an artist, but as a person. And I think that's what has helped us work together so well. So I thank you for never giving up on me. And even when I like left, you still like welcomed me back with like open arms. So I appreciate you.
No, and just tell us about the song and like what your brand represents, and then we're out.
So Smile, I just blanked. I'm sorry.
You're a very you're a very smiley person.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
see your
Thank
eyes
you.
getting glossy.
Yeah.
You're very like you're bubbly.
Yeah.
Like you're like even though all the stuff you say you're going through,
Yeah.
it's like outside of me, people don't see that.
Yeah. That's very true.
I mean, me and your mom, you know.
Yeah.
But like when you're out in public, it's just
Yeah.
hey. You're just so bubbly. So it like. The branding, like coming up with this brand was very difficult because you don't look like
what I go through.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for reminding me what my brand was, because I definitely did blank. I think that is my favorite part of my brand. Like I am so smiley genuinely, and you never really see me like cry like to the public. And so I think when we were building my brand, we created REN versus RYN, which is like a happy version of me, an emo version of me. And it's basically to represent, like even with my song Smile, you never know what is behind somebody's smile. You never know what someone is going through behind the face and the mask that they like show up as every day. For me, I would, come here or go to school smiling, and then I'd go home and like eat a tub of ice cream, gain 20 pounds, and like bawling my eyes out. But nobody knew because that's not who I showed up as. So yeah, I think my brand, that's what makes my brand stand out. You don't really see people showing up as like two versions. It's usually just this one person. And then too, you don't see people being authentic about the things that they go through. So I think with mental health being a main topic, it resonates with so many of my current fans because they're all just like me, smiling in public, but like really don't want to be here, or like and won't tell anybody about it too. So yeah.
Okay. It's Lauryn Nichole, y'all.
Yeah.
Follow her on all the socials. Her TikTok is going crazy right now. Follow her on TikTok because that's where she posts about 17 times a day.
Yes.
And
you're correct.
And yeah, be looking out for everything at the factory with Lauryn Nichole. We out.